Second rule, do not attack the person, do not challenge the person, challenge the ideas. So, for example, you don't say, you are wrong, you are an awful person. You can say, I disagree with the idea, I disagree with what you said, here's my opinion. Similar to having a civilized conversation, right?
Okay.
And the third one, monitor your airtime.
What?
Yeah, exactly. So, when you're on the radio, you know the little light comes on and says on air, right? Because you're broadcasting. Monitor that, meaning don't dominate the conversation and speak the whole time. Allow other people, if you speak a lot, step back a minute and give other people a chance to speak first, okay? Are those three clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And the second piece. Those on the outside that did not complete the ticket to participate, you'll be taking notes and then writing a summary of the conversation or things that struck you about the conversation. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay? No, outside Tom's. Outside the circle. They're going to be writing a summary and taking notes.
But they also can take some notes because they can use them to talk.
Of course.
But your task is to write a summary of what has been happening here. Okay?
Okay. And the second piece is I'm going to be tracking also discussion, and Kamo and I will be discussing as this will also be evaluated for the next term. Okay? Is that clear?
So you are going to mark.
So here's what we're going to do, yes, but just to monitor, not what you say, but participation, engagement, and the other factors there. And Kamo and I are going to be asking questions. Kamo, do you have your questions?
Well, I have them there.
I'll have one copy. So we have prepared some questions. We're going to start with what you have written on your papers with those questions going down, get a few ideas, and then we're going to move on to some more evaluative questions and some of the more profound issues that connect to our lives today surrounding feudalism and other ideas. Okay? So let's begin with the first one. And that's how in the world did kings maintain control over their land? Don't worry, it's always like this, a little awkward silence and then people get warmed up. It's normal. So how did kings maintain control over their land?
You want just read what you have written and then give your opinion about that. And the others can participate given the same.
I think the kings
It is
maintain.
not necessary to read, it's just to talk. Address the others with your...
The kings maintain control over the land with the role of feudalism. I think so.
Well, I think the king wasn't enough to control all his land, so he needed to divide it into different like kingdoms, but with the same king, like with two different states. So he contacted with his barons, that were the people who were in charge of, like, were in alliance with the king. So they were like with the king, and they controlled the land that the king told them to control.
I think that the kings didn't have any physical way because of the big kingdom they had, and they had a very large piece of land to rule. So they decided they didn't have any other way to give like a piece of land to our closer members maybe, and tell them to rule. But in the end, he was like the other one.
My question is that how the kings didn't have any other choice in this case? Why didn't they rule directly the kingdoms?
Because, for example,
What was the problem that they
it
had?
was the problem was that communication was very difficult between one piece and the other of the land. It was like they had a lot of time. It would take a lot of time to go from one part of the land to the farther one. So things, news and all that, and new rules, for example, would be how they would
Late?
they would be late communicated, so he had to do that.
And that, is that the only reason? Do you think that is the only
No.
reason? Are there others?
Yes.
So?
They suffered lots of attacks from everywhere.
Attacks from everywhere.
Yes, Vikings from the north, from the Scandinavia, Normans from the northwest of France, Muslims from all the South Africa that were
And the
And
Mediterranean.
why do you think they were attacking them?
To gain all control.
To control, they were so powerful. The others, they
No,
wanted.
but
I think it was, as Spain it was, in that time it was like powerful, for saying like that.
Powerful. Who were?
But not in inland and economically and socially and socially it was not the most powerful, but they had lands, territory, and they attacked for gaining territory for the
Gaining
other.
territory, is that true? In all the cases, the Vikings were attacking for gaining territory.
No, not really.
I think, well, yes. I think they attack only to get more power or respect, to win respect of other possible...
Respect, yes, respect. They left everything that they
And
owned.
also, for example, to get win gold for materials from the lands, leather or whatever.
And also because if to expand like the Vikings to be all over Europe. So
I
because
don't think
if
they wanted to create an empire.
no, but if they were only they stayed in one part, they wouldn't be powerful. So they decided to attack to gain, as Rodrigo said, like gold and powerful things, so they will be more powerful. They will be